The Detroit Lions, nobody showed up to Carolina today. They fall and lose to the Carolina Panthers and fall to 7-8 by a score of 23-37. It's a lot of bad to take away from this game, but the Carolina Panthers ran all over the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions couldn't do anything to stop the run, and that was the downfall of Detroit. Before I go any further, I'm going to say this, all right? And I am aware that the press conference is going on. When we get there, I will bring it in. When Dan Campbell, when we get to that point in the show. That, as far as I'm concerned, I'm at peace today. I'm at peace. It sucked that we lost. We lost to a team that was better than us today, and that team was the Carolina Panthers. They ran all over us, almost 300 yards rushing. That is why we lost this game. Without trying to get too upset today, I'm not going to tolerate any Jared Goff slander. It will not happen today. Jared Goff had a turnover that will be his fault. It was a fumbled exchange between him and Frank Ragnow. Another clean game from Jared Goff for the most part, 3 touchdowns, and unfortunately, not only did the streak with no turnovers for Jared Goff come, but also the streak of turnovers. That turnover, you could say, was the difference in this game. But more than that, the run game was the worst I have seen ever for the Detroit Lions. After not only holding teams to under 30 points, nothing went right today. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. Jamal Williams got hurt in the third quarter. We did see him again. I hope he's okay. Still, 3 consecutive games with no rushing touchdown. That fumble changed the whole momentum. We could not stop the Panthers running down our throats. There were no adjustments made at halftime. I will not tolerate Jared Goff slander today. The Lions had an opportunity to win this game and move up to the 7th seed, but instead, they're going to stay where they are. So here's how this thing is going to go for Week 16. The Lions lost. They can't go any further. The Seahawks lost. They're stuck at 8. The Washington Commanders, the Giants lost, and the Washington Commanders will most likely lose in the next 2 hours. Every single team in their respective positions will stay there. And let me tell you what else this means. This means that facing the Green Bay Packers in Week 18, the Detroit Lions will be playing for either everything or nothing. Before that, it all depends on the Chicago Bears, who lost to the Buffalo Bills today. We host them, last home game of the year. We have to win that game. We win that game, go to 8-8. It all comes down to the Packers. We still need a Washington loss tonight or this afternoon. That has to happen. The team, there was no chemistry at all. It could have been the Jared Goff gloves. It could have been. It could have been. There's a lot, but you can't put almost 300 yards rushing on Jared Goff. You can't do that. The middle of the line was wide open. Isaiah Buggs, everybody was losing. Today was like, and I understand that a lot of people in the chat, people are trending toward SOL. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's not go back to SOL. I understand how you can go back there because the Lions had something on the line. They blew it, right? I get it. I also get the performance today. It was terrible. There was nothing good with that performance. We playing meaningful football in December. Like, there's nothing good to say. In my honest opinion, the lone bright spot of the day was Jared Goff. I know that a lot of y'all don't want to hear that. For me, the lone bright spot of the day was the quarterback that we are trying to run out of town. In the cold with the gloves on. The fumbled exchange was it. But even after that, before that play even happened, they had 100 yards on the ground already. The Lions, they got a wake-up call today. The Carolina Panthers, we were talking about it during the week that this was the game that scared me. And the Carolina Panthers, who were 5-9, put up 37 points. This is old early season Detroit Lions scores here. The defense didn't show up at all. Kirby Joseph looked lost. Aiden Hutchinson got a couple tackles. Nobody showed up today. In my honest opinion, Jared Goff was the only one that got off the plane. Meaningful football games in December, still a thing. And you talking about riding like the wave that you want to play some meaningful football games? Well, here you go. Instead of the Detroit Lions securing a 7th seed for this week, nobody in the NFC is seeds 6 through 7 or 6 through 9 will move. Got to beat the Chicago Bears at home, last home game of the season, with everything on the line. Now, I will say this. The Lions have an opportunity here. They got an opportunity. DJ Chark, 4 receptions, 108 yards. Long receptions with 51. The Lions have an opportunity to defend the den and leave it all on the field at Green Bay. They've already exceeded the expectations this year. They've matched a lot of you guys' expectations. But we're playing meaningful football in December. This loss does not change that. All it changes is might have ruined some of y'all Christmas, might have kind of, blackened it a little bit. And the worst part about this, outside of not securing or going into the playoffs, because everything went right. Everything went right for our team except the win. All 3 teams ahead of us lost. Every last one of them lost. And we couldn't get it done. And that's why I said I understand the mindset of wanting to trend back to SOL. I get it. But we're not going back there. The Lions had a bad game. It was bound to happen. I had us at 9-8. I said to y'all that we had another loss. I thought it was going to be at Green Bay. But now, what better way to set up the season than to defend the den next week? We got to wait until January 1st. The next time we see the Detroit Lions, it'll be a new year. And what a way to start a new year by to defend the den and get this thing back to 8-8. The difference in this game was the defense. The defensive ode showed up. Remember early in the season, people were running all over us. And I'm going to tell you what. The Lions, they got to get it together because Justin Fields is coming to town. He ate us up last time, put almost 200 by himself. We won that game, but don't forget, we were trailing. The Chicago Bears will be playing, spoiler, next week. They were eliminated about a month ago. They will be playing spoiler coming up, New Year's Day. And then it could all come down to the Green Bay Packers, Detroit at Lambeau. And if that happens, expect that game to be the last game of the season. They're going to flex it to Sunday Night Football. That's my guess. Nobody showed up. Jared Goff is not to blame, period. Okay? 3 more touchdowns. He's not to blame. The defense, the play calling, the adjustments at halftime, nothing was made. And they put up almost 300 yards on the ground. That's why we lost this game. Lions fall to 7-8. Their room for error is over. Every team ahead of them lost with the Washington Commanders playing now. They had a chance. They blew it. And now they have another one. Defend the den next week, and let's take this thing to Green Bay. Green Bay can be put out tomorrow. So we could have a chance where both of these teams are trying to ruin our attempt at the playoffs. So it's going to be a long week, but we've seen it before. So with that being said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's going to be a long, long week. Man, oh man, what a day, man. What a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare about the Detroit Lions, man. Absolutely. I got the press conference pulled up. Oh, Dan Campbell, he just got on. Fantastic. He just got on. So we're going to bring him in immediately while he's doing that. Fantastic. I'm going to upload my video. Let's cut to Dan Campbell at the podium.
They got after us pretty good, man. That's a hard pill to swallow there. you say things, but ultimately when you play that way, it falls on me. I didn't have them ready to go, and that wasn't good enough. That was a hungry team we played, and we didn't look as hungry as they did. That's the bottom line.
And earlier this week, you said stopping the run was everything.
Yep.
It was great for you, but it was consistent gouging, big play after big play, big play. Players, scheme, what went wrong here?
Well, I think it was a little bit of both. They look, to their credit, they did a good job with some of the things they did scheme wise. They hit us on some runs early that gashed us. They hit us on a trap, and the first play of the game was basically a handback play. It was a misdirection. Then they hit us on a trap that were big, and then they just ran simple double teams, gap scheme double teams, and bounced it out, and we have no support. So a number of the things they were doing, they were two tight ends, and we were going to stay in nickel. We've been good in nickel, and they motion down, force your player to be late to the party, and which means he's got to be that much quicker to get to it. And so we just weren't hitting on all cylinders. We got hit in the middle, we got hit on the perimeter, we got hit everywhere you can get hit in the run game. I mean, read run, Darnold, hit us on the read run. So we just didn't handle it well. We weren't physically, mentally, or emotionally ready today.
What do you say to your team in the room after a loss like this?
Yeah, I mean, I just told them. I mean, that team wanted it more than us. They were hungrier, and I mean, they came out and showed up, and they were ready to go, and they were, they got after us, and you struggle a little bit defensively. We got a chance to answer back or actually go up, and we drive it all the way down in the red zone, and then we fumble. We give the ball back. So a couple of things we haven't done in weeks, or we've done a good job of. We don't turn the ball over on offense, and we stop the run on defense, and those two things didn't happen today. And so we just didn't complement each other well. We needed the offense to make some plays that didn't work out. And, but I also told them, hey, look, I'm proud of them. And because – you get what you deserve in this league. That's why you love it. It's heartbreaking, but it's also why I love it, man. And we all love it. If you're a true competitor, we got exactly what we deserved today. I mean, by the way we played, we deserve that, and just like we deserve what happened to us before that, by the way we played, we earned it. We earned what we got today, and we earned the 6 wins before that. So, And so everything to this point is enjoying Christmas with your families. That's important, because they'll always be there no matter what happens. And I want them to do that. And then when they come back, we'll be ready for Chicago. That's what's going to happen. I'll make sure they're ready to go.
With everything staked in, how do you explain the difference in hunger between the two teams? I mean, you said emotionally, physically, mentally ready for this game. How do you explain that? I guess with everything staked in.
Cannot explain that. Can't explain that. I know this. They come off a real tough loss against a physical team, and they're a physical team, and they were not. They were going to make sure that didn't happen again, and they did that.
Did you have any signs of it this week, or was it
Nope.
about that?
Mm-mm.
You chalk it up to the weather?
I chalk it up to me. I didn't have them ready to go. That's the bottom line.
Was there anything they were doing offensively to create the gaps?
Yeah, just what I said. The 12 personnel stuff, motioning in, late support,
How much
slot formation, force your corner down, all that good stuff.
Talked about how they did their version of jumbo package to stop them. Did y'all look at that film? And think
You're talking about defensive jumbo
Yeah, right.
or offensive jumbo?
your defense stopping it because Pittsburgh had success overloading their box.
Right. No, we didn't line up, and you're talking about putting an extra D lineman, so 4 bigs and 4 linebackers. No, we've been pretty good against the run. Really, what we did was move Mack out and let him play some big end. That was how we were going to handle some of that stuff.
The tackling's been very good.
The big stuff, it didn't really matter. I mean, they were in 11 personnel, they were in 12 personnel, they were in heavy personnel, and we got hit on all sides. So.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Michelle, with that. But then the tackling's been very good for a couple of months
Mm-hmm.
now. It was very bad today, maybe is the way to put it. Well, I mean, I guess why? Was it the breakdown technique? Was it the cold? Was it what Carolina was doing?
Yeah, it's a good answer, good question that I really don't have an answer for. We just didn't. Boy, we just You didn't see the fire that we've had. There was just something missing out there, you know, and we got hit a couple times, and then we could never quite stop the bleeding. And it's one thing to stop it. And look, here's the thing. We did stop it the second series, and then the way we answer back on offense is we turn it over. So we just didn't help each other out, you know. Special teams did a couple of things, but we could never get anything flipped the other way for us. So we just, man, you know, look, that's credit to those guys. They came out ready to go. They played well. They're playing for the division. And, you know, we knew going in this was a good team. I mean, this is a good football team, but talk will only get you so far. So we weren't ready.
Why you weren't running in the second half with the score what it was, but even early in the game, it seemed like you were leaning more on your passing attack. You guys haven't run the ball very well here. You talked about efficiency maybe last week. Where's your confidence right now with your ground game?
Well, I think a lot of that, too, was second half. Look, they were already burning the clock early in the third quarter. They were already, like, milking it all the way down. And so there was just, if we didn't improve anything coming out of the second half, we thought we might get 4 possessions. So, boy, you better score. And if you want more possessions, then you better start throwing it. At least you get some incomplete passes, things of that nature. And so it was just, at that point, I don't want to say we were totally going away from what we had planned to do, but yet it was like, look, man, let's get this ball to our guys. And we're protecting pretty good. And that's just where we were going to go with it. We got to be able to run the ball better. We're not running it the way we need to run it. But we can also never quite get in the rhythm that we wanted to, too, because we found ourselves in a bad spot, yes. So, I'm sorry. Yeah. Why did he not? Yeah, we need to get Mike in there. There's some things that Mike could do for us that he's good at. He can come in. He squeezes on the runs. He's pretty good. He's pretty sticky in man coverage, and he's a good corner. Jeff's fine. Things happen, and so Jeff will rally back. He'll be ready to go.
You still have what you have left to play for. The game felt like it was getting away from you, and Jared took some pretty big shots there in the end. Was there any consideration to not letting him, play that last game or two?
Yeah, no, because I still felt like we had a chance. I know we were, 50-something seconds, 3 scores, but, I've seen some crazy things, man. All right, at worst, that's why you kicked the field goal. We needed it anyway. Kick the field goal, you get an onside, you throw one deep, you get a touchdown, extra point, get another onside, get you a touchdown, 2-point for the win, and there you go. But, so no, I wasn't ready to just bail out on the win.
Yeah, can you speak to Kyle and John? Can you speak to Goff's day? He had the fumble, but it's not. He played very well the last 300.
Yeah. Man, I thought he really toughed it out, and his toughness really showed there at the end of that game. I mean, we're in a real bad spot. Everybody in the stadium knows we're throwing it, and he's got to hang in there. And he took some. Those were some legit hits. Now those are legit illegal hits, which is why they got flagged. But for him to just bounce back up and look, it just shows his toughness, and he did. He made some big throws for us today, and. We could never get in the rhythm we needed to get into to get going, but no, I did, there at the end of that game for sure. Just the whole game, I thought he made some things. Man, it's some of the balls he threw downfield, man, I thought were really, really good. No, he really stepped up today. It's a shame we couldn't get anything going on the ground to help out.
Dan, I'm not sure you've had a performance like this all season. Maybe New England, did you think your team was past this sort of performance? And is that a good reminder, maybe a good lesson for you and sort of between the games?
Yeah, I mean, it's I thought, look, I always know, I know we're young. Believe me, I don't ever lose sight of that. But I thought that I didn't see that coming. Now, I knew what we were getting ready to face. I knew that. Like, what they just did doesn't shock me. Their style, the way they came after us, that doesn't shock me one bit. I just thought we would be ready for it, and we weren't. We weren't.
Dan, do you have an update on Jamal Williams? I know the game played.
Yeah, I've got nothing new. I haven't talked to Kevin yet, so I have nothing new on him. I don't know exactly what it's going to be or anything or how long. So,
All right, thanks, guys.
all right. Merry Christmas.
All right, and there you go. Even Dan Campbell, man, I don't know if it was the loss or if he didn't have any energy either. The whole team, even Dan Campbell. I mean, we've seen the difference between a win and a loss and how he acts, and it just seemed like that nobody showed up at all. Now, what I'm going to do here is we might not even be on that long. I'm not sure, but I'm going to open up the phone lines. The phone lines are open if you would like to call. Let me do this real quick. It is move that. We are going to bring that in. But before that, we are going to go to the, where are we at here? Okay, where am I at here? Because you should see me. Nope. So the Washington Commanders and San Francisco 49ers are tied going into the second quarter, 0-0. Like, Chase Young is back today. So I don't know why I disappeared. Let me see if I can figure that out. Yep, there we go. Why am I, bruh? All right, hold on, because something ain't right here. I'm trying to bring myself. I think it's that one. Then I need to go here, and then bring that in. Okay, there I go. But why am I on this side? I need to move myself real quick. Edit. Let me bring myself over here real quick. All right, there we go. That way you guys can see. Not a lot, man. Not a lot. I see y'all on the phone. Let's go over this first. Oh, man. Let's bring this in. All right. So the Detroit Lions, man, had 22 first downs. 22 first downs. I should blow this up to 200. 22 first downs to 30. We had 15 passing first downs, rushing first downs. Look at this here. This is ridiculous. Like, look at that, man. We had 3 rushing first downs. First downs from penalties, 4-3. Third down efficiency, we were 25%. They were 33%. So we didn't do too much better. Fourth down, they were 1 for 1. We were 2 for 3. Total plays, 4 plays more. Total yards, 570. That has to be the worst that I've seen all season. Total drives, 11-10. Yards per play, they got us by 2.5. Passing, 250. Not to mention the rushing. Look at this, man. 320 to 45. Like, unreal. Yards per rush, 7.4. Red zone, we went 50%. They went 60%. Penalties. They had 10, we had 4. And that fumble right there, the lone turnover in the entire game. TOP, they had us by 11 minutes. You can't win. You can't win like that at all. At all. They got to Jared Goff twice. We didn't even touch Sam Darnold at all. We got to, who was that? Zach Wilson 4 times last week. Yards per pass. A first down every time they caught it. You can't win. You can't win like that, period. You cannot win like that. All right. So let's bring the phone lines in. If you called before, I will get to you first. If you haven't, just stay on and we'll take those calls. All right. All right, welcome to the show, John. What's going on, man?
Hey, buddy. I don't know, man. It's like the same old Lions. In one way, I'm going to say, every time they get they're talk big about them, they get like the big head. I think they're going to be an easy win, and they piss it away.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Everybody.
And I'm thinking, what the heck are you guys doing? You don't do anything in the NFL like that anymore. Because every team is just as good as anybody. I don't care Houston. Look what Houston Texans have been doing the last 2 weeks. I mean, scaring the heck out of Dallas and Kansas City and all. And they're a one-win team. So you don't say because they got a losing record that they're gonna suck.
Yeah,
the Lions got to wake up because you're gonna play the Bears next week, and you play like this, Bears are gonna beat you.
Yep, and if they do, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. So
That'll be it.
What was your takeaways from the game, man? If whatever you got.
Well, I thought they were doing great until a fumble, and then it lost momentum after that fumble.
Yeah.
As soon as that fumble happened, they were marching right down the field. Both drives in the first quarter, both drives and the second quarter there, they were moving. As soon as he fumbled that ball, it's like they gave up.
Yeah. It's like nobody played today, and I can't believe
nobody played after that.
Yeah, I think the run defense was the worst I've seen in a long time.
Oh, I've never seen that bad of run defensive Lions. Even when they were earlier in the year, they weren't that bad.
Yeah, they put up 320
I don't know
yards
what
on
happened.
the ground. Yeah, I don't know, but some change needs to be made, or the Bears are biting at the bit, man, trying to get Justin Fields open. So, John, appreciate you, my man. Enjoy tonight.
Hey, man. I appreciate you. Have a Merry Christmas, a good New Year, brother.
Thank you, so.
We'll talk to you later,
Yep,
okay?
I'll see you next week, man. Thanks.
All right, bud.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Bye.
Bye. All right, I see the Dern. What's up, my man?
My man.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? I'm going to do that every time. I don't care. I am not happy at all. This Panthers team, there should have been no reason we lost this game. No reason. Mediocre offense. Pittsburgh Steelers just wiped the floor with them last week, shut their run game down.
Mm-hmm.
They have a mediocre defense, yet they still whipped us.
Yeah.
And you want to know what that shows me? That shows me that our head coach, I'm not putting any blame on Jared Goff this game. He had gloves. He's not used to it. That's fine. And I know he struggles on the road, but he had 3 touchdowns today, and you can't ask for more than that. But our coaching, we got outcoached. We got outmanned, okay? So I'm putting almost all of the blame on Aaron Glenn. Are you kidding me? You put a game plan together that had not one, but 2 running backs that had over 120 yards. Dante Foreman, 21 carries, 165 yards, and a touchdown. Average of 7.9 yards per carry. Chuba Hubbard, 12 carries, 125 yards, no touchdowns, but an average of 10.4 yards per carry. Are you crazy? I am not a flip-flopper, I have not liked Aaron Glenn since the beginning of this year when we started 1-6, and our defense was, they said it was the worst in history the way it was going. Yeah, he got some things together. Kaminsky came back, stuff like that. But this game shows he is not a good defensive coordinator. I don't care what anyone says. If they want to talk crap to me, go ahead. He is not a good defensive coordinator. And the unfortunate part is that our head coach, this is the part that I'm holding him responsible for, is he will not hold Aaron Glenn responsible at all. At all. Yes, the last 5 weeks, we shut out, like, Cook. Then what's the excuse for today? Did you not have a good game plan? Did you not rally your troops to be better today? What was the difference from the Vikings game a couple weeks ago and today? This team is significantly worse than the Vikings. So why did they kick our butt so bad? I refuse to swear. I want to really bad,
well,
but out of respect, I will not, my brother. Yeah.
Look,
man.
I don't do it, and I want to myself, man. I think. Listen, I think Dan Campbell said what it was, and I think that even though he's not going to say it verbatim, I think the team start feeling themselves. I do, man, and he said it, and you look like that they just didn't show up. I think that this was the team we talk about, like taking teams for granted. I think they took this team for granted, and they took the running game and they put up 320. 320. You ain't going nowhere doing that. And if Justin Fields get a third of that, we gonna lose. We gonna lose, bro.
Right. And 200 yards rushing in the first half. It was like 240 in the first half alone.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? You're really going to allow your team to play like that, and you're not going to put any blame on your defensive coordinator at all? He needs to know that when he screws up this bad, that your job could be on the line too. It's not just Pleasant. Yes, we played better after Pleasant, but every part of that defense stunk today.
Every part.
And it stinks because sorry, I'm taking up a lot of time, but this is the last thing I'll say.
No, you good,
we
bro.
Put
you
more
good,
capital
man,
on.
You good.
We put more capital on this defense than we have in the offense, and the offense is light years ahead of this defense.
Yeah.
How is that? I think that comes down to who the coordinator is and what they want to do with that defense.
Well, Darn, I would ask you about next week, man, but I don't know.
I keep saying another word, man. Every time I do that, now we lose.
Well, the thing about it is, man, is we got to go 8 days. We got to sit on this. The Lions had the perfect opportunity to move to the 7th seed today. All the teams, San Francisco is tied right now 0-0 at almost halftime. And with the Washington loss, we would have been in the 7th seed. Now, if Washington loses today, there's no movement at all between seeds 6 through 9. And now that gives Aaron Rodgers some stuff tomorrow to run his mouth. And I'm disappointed, bro. I really am. We had something to play for, and no one showed up. And to be honest, bro, I think Jared Goff was the only guy that showed up. I mean, honestly. So I don't know what to tell, man. It's going to be a long 8 days, Darn. But listen, man, enjoy your weekend, bro, and stay safe. Stay inside if you can, man.
Of course.
All right,
and I just want to say I'm not mad that we lost. It's how we lost.
Yeah. Yeah, I had us losing again, but we can't lose. Margin for error is gone. We have none left. That's it. And if the last thing we need is Aaron Rodgers to win tomorrow, that's it. That's the last thing we need, bro. So I will talk to you off air, man.
Exactly. So hopefully they lose.
Hopefully, man. All right, bro.
All right. Have a good night.
You too, man.
Bye.
Yeah, I don't. This is. I'll see y'all on the line. Stay on. I'm gonna take these other guys that been waiting before you. D. I see you. I gotta. Man, it's so deflating because, like I said, the Lions legitimately had something to play for, and didn't show up. They didn't show up. They didn't show up at all. And now, instead of maybe some leeway against the Bears, maybe some leeway against the Packers, now we have none of that. We have to. The only positive that I see from this is outside of Jared Goff not throwing an interception. And it's a shame that fumble has to go on him. But the only thing I see is the wake-up call this team needs. They defend the den at home. They win next week. And it's all on the line. It's all because whether or not Green Bay is playing to spoil us or they're playing to get in, which is a possibility. If Green Bay and the Detroit Lions have the same record, Green Bay would go. So we need Miami's help tomorrow just to get him off our back and have them potentially play spoiler. But now the Bears are playing spoiler and the Packers could be playing spoiler as well. So let me take these guys on the line. We're on the line with Patty, man. What's going on?
I hate to say there's a good thing about having a loss, but this shows that we need to draft more defensive players and not a quarterback next year early in the draft.
Right.
And that's all I just wanted to say. Let the other guys get on the line, but it just shows that we need to get more defensive help for next year. It's not going to help us this year, but it just shows that we need to get some next year, or we're going to just go through this whole thing next year again.
Okay,
so.
You got anybody in mind that you think we should go after?
Yeah, if we're up far enough, I want to get Anderson in a cornerback later with our pick, and then a second round get a linebacker hopefully.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, man, I appreciate your support, man, and have a good weekend, my friend.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later.
Yep. Bye. All right. Man. I see you. Let me screen this call real quick. Hold on, y'all. All right. What's up, man? We are on the line with Isaiah. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I'm doing decent.
Yep.
I just basically wanted to say there's two things I wanted to say. A, aside from the defense playing horrible today, I don't think our run game has been really there at all the last few weeks. So regardless if we get in or not, I think that's a big issue that no one's looking at. And
No.
B,
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
and B, Aaron Glenn, I mean, after this season, I don't know if I could take it anymore. Regardless how many defensive players we draft, I just don't trust them. I don't trust him in big games. I think his game plans are suspect. Some of his play calling is really suspect. I know it seems like Dan Campbell's married to him, so I don't think he's going anywhere. But I just honestly, I don't trust him, and I don't think it matters who we draft on defense. I don't think he's really good defensive coordinator.
Wow. So you're saying no matter Carter, Anderson, whoever we take, is his defensive play calling that's going to be a liability?
Yeah, I think he's a liability. I mean, in the draft, I would love to take Carter, to be honest. I would love to move up and get Carter if we can. But even with him and whoever we get in the second round with our 2 second-round picks or whatever we do on defense and free agency, I just don't think he's the guy on defense. I think there's just something he lacks. And I don't know if we'll ever get over the hump with him being our defensive coordinator. And we need to start running the ball better because that is so suspect lately.
Yeah, man, we haven't had a run game in 3 weeks, and you can tell. I mean, Jamal has not had, after 14 touchdowns, looking like he was on pace for 2022, somewhere around there, has not seen the end zone. I can't remember the last time a running back saw the end zone. And he didn't get in at all. He got hurt. Hopefully he's okay. But if we don't get it together, man, this not even going to be a thing come Green Bay, Week 18. So, tough loss.
Yeah.
I got to rebound, man, but enjoy your weekend, my friend, and I got you saved for next time.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas. You have a good one.
Thank you, sir. Man, all right, we got one more call on the line. I'm going to let y'all enjoy y'all day. We got D-Money on the line. What's up, buddy?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
That was not the team we could have lost to.
Yep.
Out of the last few weeks, Carolina is a team that not only
Hold on, wait, bro. Wait a minute, wait. That whole sequence sums up this game. That whole thing, man, that long sigh at the end. Oh, man, you couldn't have said
I don't get it, man. Like, if we go the last stretch, I know we lost to the Bills. It was a 3-point game last second. Some people chime up the time management. Minnesota has a high-octane offense. We could lose. I would understand a 20-point loss to one of those teams. With that high-octane offense just down your throat all game, I would get it. But Carolina?
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that to Carolina, bro? Like, that blows my mind. I was, it's humbling, again, because, every time we get on that, it's looking good, something derails. But the thing is we're still looking at a team that started out 1-6. And regardless if we make the playoffs, if we don't make the playoffs, I'd obviously like to. But if we don't, if that's the way the cookie crumbles this season, we still turned a season around in a way that a Detroit Lions team has never been able to do. And that's a positive. I'm still going to look at the positives of things. The team's in the right direction, but like you can't do that. You can't be fighting for something and just not show up. And I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know if it was a combination of nerves and weather and just the coaches being nervous. I don't know what it was, but like you got to get something going. And it seemed like halftime they kind of stuck out a little bit better, but not by much. I mean, they still just kind of let them have it that first drive, and it seemed like the D wanted to bolster up a little bit, but they weren't making stops at all. And that one hurt. That one hurt a lot because it's Carolina. How do you give up 300 rushing? Like, Oh my God! They don't even have McCaffrey. They have McCaffrey in the backfield still. I'd understand it, but they don't. Like, what are we doing? Like, oh my God, it kills me.
I know, and we went, and what was on the line? Like, the Jets have fallen apart, but they had everything on the line, and we beat them. Like you said, we've been beating teams, and to just show up today and not do anything. There's no reason that we should have got demolished on the ground. Like, this has to be in almost a record in some sense. 320 rushing yards. That is
two different guys had 100 rushing. They had two different guys had 100 rushing yards by the half.
And it's not even like they're elite
I'm
backs.
pretty sure.
They're not even elite running backs. That's the thing.
No.
Yeah. So,
I mean, they don't even have a top 5 running back in the league at this point. So what is their second, running back considered? Because that's nuts. That's nuts. I mean, these guys, two different guys, and half of a game on the same team played a full complete yardage game, and it took them nothing. And the thing is, what baffles me about that is the Lions actually have had a decent enough run. They're able to stop running backs. The quarterback run we can't stop for crap, but we've been able to stop the run game when it comes to the backfield.
Yeah.
And they they didn't do it this week, and it sucks. But yeah, I was looking. I wanted to see. I'll tell you. I don't know if you looked at it. I know you pay attention to a lot of the stats in the lines, so I did a little research. So. Playoffs, obviously we have to win out, but if Washington loses 2 of 3, so tonight, and then the Browns or Cowboys, which I'm sure they'll probably drop 2 of those games, and Seattle loses to the Jets or Rams, we will be in the playoffs. I think that is the only way we realistically make the playoffs now. Seattle has to lose to the Jets or Rams, and Washington has to lose 2 or 3, and we obviously have to beat Chicago and Green Bay.
Yep, the margin for error is gone, man. From 7th seed potentially to number 9, we did not move at all, and we blew it. And like you said, man, nobody showed up. But I'll let you go after this, bro. I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. If the 7 wins is cool and exceed expectations, we started 1-6, but the Lions got a chance to make history. They have a chance to make good history, not the history of losing in Lambeau for 24 straight years, not the history of this and negative that stat sheet. They got a chance to be the first NFC team ever to start 1-6 and make the playoffs. And they got to finish out and do it, bro.
Yeah.
So,
listen, I got one more thing for you, and it was something you said that kind of made me laugh. I made a joke about it. But you said they won 3, lost 1, won 3, they lost 1. So maybe, just maybe, we beat Chicago, Green Bay, get a wild card win, and then we'll lose our divisional round. Man, yeah, maybe we'll win another 3 straight.
I'll tell you what.
I'll take a playoff win.
Listen, you're right, but I'm going to tell you what. This week is going to be tough for me because instead of, the margin for error doesn't exist, so leading up to Chicago, it all rides on that. We got to get past them first and get back to 8-8,
right.
And then it all comes down to Aaron Rodgers, bro. So it's going to be because our season, we literally could be playing for everything or nothing come week 18. I couldn't ask for a better season, starting at 1-6, but still, bro, you had a chance. And like you said, this was not the team.
I agree. It hurt.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the way that we've all taken this as fans, I'm really hoping at the end of the day, because we've all looked at this and we've had a lump in our throat, just kind of hoping, but now that the reality is set in, we have to win. Fans know we have to win now.
Yep.
So maybe Dan Campbell is one coach. He has energy, and when his energy is going, his team is going. And if he puts it in their heads, we have one shot.
Yep.
One shot. Don't blow it. Maybe it clicks. This team has what it takes to win games. We've seen it not all year. But we've seen it the last half of the year. But they have what it takes to win games. They have what it takes to win big games. We've seen it. They took care of business in Minnesota. I know the Giants they've fallen off completely, but at the time the Giants were, starting to be a really good team, and Detroit knocked them off course. They hang in there with the Bills. The Jags are looking like they're trying to make a playoff push. Look what we did to them, as well as the Jets. I mean, they're showing that they have grit, but you can't do this. And I'm hoping that the game plan next week is if you let someone run more than 15 yards down that field, you're cut. Get off the field. You know what I mean? But it's an exceptional season to see us go to what we have, but obviously we would like to see it in the playoffs. And I'm with you on that one. If we don't make it after this push, it's going to be a hell of a disappointment. But, I'm not going to sit there. I'm not sticking with that same old Lions bull crap because the same old Lions would have gave up after week 5. Let's just be real here. This team would not have no 7 wins right now looking at a playoff team. They'd be lucky to have 3. So throw that same old Lions crap out the window.
I agree, man. Listen, I'm not gonna put you on a spot for next week. I'm gonna let everybody enjoy the new year. Enjoy it. We got to win, period. So I'm gonna let us just kind of hibernate until that time, man, and come out and nope. Man, that was a great pun, but we need to take out the Bears. But hey, appreciate you, D Money. I will talk to you next week, man.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, if I don't show up next week, you know why? It's because I'm under my blanket and I just don't feel like getting out of bed that day. I'm just being real.
All right, bro. All right, man.
Hey, have a good Christmas, bro. I'll talk to you after New Year, man. You enjoy the season, the holiday, and it's good talking to you as always, bro.
Thank you, man. All right, man. This is tough, y'all. My feelings is we've been on a high, man. We have been on a high for quite a while, and now the reality has set in. The reality has set in is that the Lions are they one and done. I just want to show y'all something real quick, and then we'll wrap this show up. The Detroit Lions. Everything is on the line, 100%. Right now, the Washington Commanders are trailing. I think it was a 71-yard touchdown run by the San Francisco 49ers. I don't know if that put them up by 7 or 14. The New York Giants lost. They could have, with they win today, they could have locked up the 6th seed. All right? The best the Lions could be now is 9-8. There is a slight possibility that the New York Giants and the Commanders can fall out. So next week, is not only a week that we have to take care of business, period. We do have a chance. And but check this out. So teams eliminated today. The Atlanta Falcons are done. So they have you can't see. The Atlanta Falcons are done. That loss today have eliminated them from the NFC South title. They're done. Okay. Had the Carolina Panthers lost, they would have still been in contention, but they are very much alive. The Cleveland Browns have also been eliminated as well. They were 5-9, right? They were 5-9, whatever they were, but they're done. So there you go. A fourth of the league has been eliminated right now, and that's leading up, with the afternoon games, tomorrow's games, and Monday's game as well. But here's what I want you to see. I want to say the winner of this team, the winner of this game here stays in it. Look at this. Look at this. The Jacksonville Jaguars are ahead in their division because Tennessee, they won Thursday night and Tennessee lost today. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they got the same record we do. Still in the hunt. They right now are leading the NFC South. The Jets have fallen down to 9. The Patriots are out. They lost today. The Tennessee Titans lost today. This game happens tonight. It's a big week, man. And as far as here, the Lions, listen. Saints got the dub. They beat the Browns, still alive. They beat us, still alive, right? The Packers will be eliminated tomorrow if they lose to the Miami Dolphins. They will be done. The Seahawks, and this is why I told y'all we're not going to move. You can't see it. The Giants lost, they're not moving. If they lose, they're not moving. They lost, they're not moving. We lost, we're not moving. Now, the Packers, if they win tomorrow, they don't move unless they own the tiebreaker between the Seahawks. So right now, the entire NFC will literally stay the same if the Washington Commanders lose this game and that's going on right now. So there you go. There you go. It's going to all come down to next week. Our season hangs in the balance for next week. We do have a bit of good news, though. And, of course, we need to take care of our business. But we have a bit of good news, all right? And that news is that Jalen Hurts came out today that if the game is going on right now, so that game between Dallas and Philadelphia, which Dallas is leading right now, if Philadelphia wins this game, Jalen Hurts will sit out next week. If they lose this game, he's going to play next week. So But either way, they said he's playing week 18 so that he can go into the playoffs. Because if he doesn't play, then they got the bye week, and he's not going to throw for almost a month. So they plan to play Jalen Hurts week 18, which is huge for the Lions. But it all starts. We listen. It ain't a 2-game season. It's a 1-game season. It's a one loss and we're done. That's it. That's it, man. If we would have won today, we could have dropped one of the last 2. We can't. That's it. So, what a day of all days, December 24th. This is the day they wrap you a egg. So anyway, it's a tough day, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. If you're in Michigan or any of the snow, affected states, be careful. It was 2 degrees yesterday. It's a whopping 8 degrees now. And I will see you guys during the week, man. Lions, it all comes down to this, man. 1 game. That's it. I will see you guys soon. It's going to be a long week, y'all. You know that, right?